Live option trade alerts, June 2025, June 2nd. Suggested trade for Google, B+ grade. I probably wouldn't make this as a spread because I want to own Google at 160. However, as a spread replacement, I'd sell the 162.5 and buy the 149. I'm pretty sure we're trading at or close to our year-to-date high. S&P up 24, volatility down. Meta up 3.6%, NVDA up 1.7%. June 3rd, VRT up over 110. I remember when it was trading at $55 just about 2 months ago. Google down $2. CrowdStrike reports today after earnings. New opening trade. I sold the 600, but you can also finance this by selling puts below 400. Here I bought a call debit spread, and then I financed it by selling 3 of the 600 call options. Just to be clear, we already have bullish positions on CrowdStrike. To balance out the past trades, I financed the call debit spread by selling calls. CrowdStrike is down about 6 to 7%. Not too bad, but still better than buying shares. My calls will expire. Once it stabilizes, it should provide a solid entry tomorrow or over the next few days. S&P up 34, volatility down. June 4th, new opening trade on CrowdStrike. I bought the 465 by 480, and then I financed it by selling 2 of the 395s. $1,500 plus potential upside. S&P even, volatility down slightly. June 5th, solid opening. CrowdStrike seems to have stabilized. I was hesitant yesterday to jump in since oftentimes there's another leg down. Look at UNH as a recent example. The PAN-W trade is almost showing us a $1,000 profit per increment. 2 new opening trades, both on Google. As a spread replacement for the 160, I sell the 162.5s and buy the 145s. So here we bought the 175 by 180 call debit spread. And then here we bought the 172.5 by 175. And then we financed both of them by selling the 160 put options. S&P down 31, VIX up 5%. PAN-W is up 1.6%. IBIT down 3%. Palantir up almost 8%. Tesla down over 14%. June 6th, new opening trade on SPY. This is a hedge. We bought a put debit spread and then we financed it by selling 2 of the 575 puts. Possible $300 profit. We're trading at a year-to-date high. S&P up 61. VIX down 9.3%. June 9th, S&P up slightly, but VIX is also up almost 3%. Here's a suggested trade on Apple. Then I give the spread leg replacement. S&P up 5, VIX up 2.3%. June 10th, S&P up 12. Google is up another $2.50. Here's a suggested trade on Tesla. As a spread replacement for the 282.5, I'd sell the 295 and buy the 255. S&P up 33. Volatility is mixed. June 11th, S&P up 10. Volatility stable. Tesla Palantir VRT up around 1.5%. S&P down 16. And then volatility was up with the VVIX up 7.6%. June 12th, S&P is up around 9. Volatility is up though. S&P up 23. Volatility up 4%. June 13th, Palantir closing trade. We closed it for around a $455 plus profit. I have no way of predicting geopolitical events, but there was a strong indication that something was brewing because of how volatility was acting, meaning puts were being bought despite the market going up. It was weird. This indicator isn't 100% accurate, but it's something to factor in, and that's why we lightened up on trades this week. SMH, remember to close it out if your broker will automatically exercise in the money calls. S&P down 65, VIX up 15.5%, and VVIX up 10%. June 16th, new opening trade, B plus grade on Google. Here we bought the 180 by 185 and we financed it by selling 2 of the 167.5. S&P up 56, volatility was down. June 17th, S&P down 26, VIX up around 5%. New opening trade on Palantir. As a spread replacement for the 100, I'd sell the 105 and buy the 80. S&P down 50, VIX up 13%. June 18th, S&P down 2, VIX down almost 7%. The price action today wasn't good. The S&P was up around 40 and it gave it back. Then I provide more details. June 20th, closing trade on Google. So we paid $29 to put this on and we closed it out for $222. Top is the original and the bottom is the closing trade. We opened it and received an $18 credit, then closed it out today for a $430 credit. There tends to be geopolitical events on the weekend to mitigate the stock market effect, so I'm opening a small hedge for Monday. This is the SPY trade. S&P down 13, VIX down 7%. June 23rd, new opening trade, B plus grade. As a spread for the 502, I sell the 505 and buy the 485. S&P up 57, volatility down 4%. We opened a new trade in QQQs. That trade is showing a $200 plus profit at the moment. June 24th, S&P up 40, VIX down around 8%. S&P up 67, volatility down 12%. June 25th, S&P up 7, volatility down slightly. New opening trade, B plus grade. As a spread replacement for the 125, I sell the 130 or 135 and buy the 100. If I was doing a spread, then I wouldn't sell the 190 calls. So here we bought a 157.5 by 162.5 call debit spread. That trade expired for a full $500 profit. And then we financed it by selling 2 of the 125 puts. And then we sold 3 of the 190 calls, which also expired worthless on July 11th. S&P about even, VIX down 4.1%. June 26th. Here's a hedging trade where we bought a put debit spread and then we financed it by selling some out of the money put options. CRWD, this position will likely expire for a $1,500 profit per contract. You can close it out now if you'd like. S&P up 41, VIX down 1%. June 27th, QQQs, closing trade, close for almost $500 profit per increment. QQQs, original is above. PLTR, new opening trade, B plus grade. As a spread replacement for the 125, I'd sell the 130 and buy the 110. The market seems overbought. We'll likely cut back slightly on the trading next week. We've been making a ton of money recently, but I don't want to be too aggressive. S&P up 32, volatility mixed. June 30th, the market is up around 14. VIX is up 6% though. CrowdStrike is over $500 and Google trading over 181, but was unable to hold the gains and is now down slightly. S&P up 32, volatility mixed. Then I provide more detail. And that concludes June of 2025. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. And if you'd like to join, you can enroll at beststockstrategy.com/memberships.